this literally just happened. I am going without a script, I was in the middle of writing a video for Seraphine because her story just changed, and the worlds have not even ended. I stopped watching Worlds to make this video. And that's because the cinematic for the Ruined King reveals quite a lot, including the confirmation that the Ruined King will be joining League of Legends as a champion. But we'll get to that. First, because this game is based on lore, everything that's in this cinematic should be canon. And so, let's have a look at what's happening here. The scene starts in Bilgewater, where the game will take place, with Illaoi and Sarah Fortune being the first two characters. Now, as you'll see through the rest of this video, I believe that this cinematic is setting up what we are going to do in the game. We start with only 2 champions, but we gather together an entire squad, and then we go to the Shadow Isles. So here, we just started with these 2. Now, there are a couple of interesting things to point out here. First of all, this is the canon appearance of Sarah Fortune. This is what her base skin should actually be. But the second thing is that Illaoi actually hates Sarah Fortune. She hates her because she knows that Fortune was the one who took down Gangplank. And of course, Illaoi is a former lover of Gangplank.
You swim well, Gangplank. You are in motion, love.
However, with her faith being in Nagake Boros, the bearded lady of Bilgewater, in the eyes of that god, as long as their soul evolves and progresses further, or flows as the priests say, they are worthy in the god's eyes. And so, following her faith, Illaoi has actually nothing against misfortune. To Nagake Boros, she is a worthy, powerful soul. And the reason why these two probably teamed up, or rather why Illaoi is journeying to the Shadow Isles, is because the undead, and essentially the entire Shadow Isles, go against Nagake Boros. Because these damned souls are basically frozen in time, and so they don't evolve. Therefore, they are worthless. Anyway, let's continue. The two went into a bar and they just kicked ass. I believe they did this because Miss Fortune is still in the process of making a name for herself in Bilgewater. She wants to be the queen of pirates, and so she needs to be dominant. But then, as they walk out, we get Braum joining the scene. And from the scene around him, we can see that he's basically continuing what we saw in the previous cinematic about Braum. He is fighting back the Draklord, also known as the followers of the Ice Witch, who are hunting down all the Iceborn. This makes sense, but the question is, how does he get to Bilgewater? This is gonna be the biggest surprise of this game. I really wonder how they are going to transport Braum here out of all places. And of course, if you look behind him, of course he would be in a bar called the Flying Poro. So yeah, right now it is not entirely clear to me why Braum would care about dealing with the undead and the Ruined King. So that's gonna be one of the reasons why I really wanna play this game. Then we have Yasuo and Ahri fighting one of the Azakana. Now, from the last cinematic we knew that these two would be moving to Bilgewater because of the Ruined King game. However, the motivation for them is still unclear. We still don't know why Ahri was the one who was looking for a bodyguard to sail away. You know, she picked up Yasuo on the way just by pure chance. Yasuo is essentially wandering away to find a new purpose in life. Or rather, to start a new life. But Ahri is the one who took him on this adventure, and we are still not sure why Ahri would be traveling away. Yet another reason to play this game. And here we have the full squad of our 5 champions. Interestingly enough, I would also expect Lucian and Senna to be joining this game, because they are the key characters when it comes to dealing with the Ruined King. But also, from the Tellstones Easter egg, which we have already made a video on, Ryze should also be joining this game. So these 3 should be extra characters appearing somewhere in Bilgewater. And the last addition, which was quite a big surprise, is Spike. Now, Pike is quite an insane person, we all know that. He thinks that everyone was responsible for letting him die. Which really makes me wonder why or how he would team up with all the other people. There needs to be a reason for him to decide to deal with the undead instead of just killing more people. And yet again, I really wanna see this go through, and so I need to play this. A really nice detail here is that on his belt, you can see the list of names that he's dealing with. Somehow, because he's a crazy person, he always finds everyone's name on that list. That's why he's killing everyone. But I like how the scroll is glowing with deathly magic. I wonder if the reason why Pike is killing everyone and why he can read everyone's name on his list is because this list is cursed. And it would be cool if Pike learned about this. He learned about the fact that this list is cursed by the magic of the Shadow Isles, this information made him somber up, and now he's on a quest for revenge. He wants to kill the person responsible for this curse and responsible for fooling him. It's just my theory. Once again, we don't know the motivations, which once again is a reason why I want to play this game. And can I just say, holy crap, he looks amazing here. I can't play the song in this video for obvious reasons, you know, copyright stuff, but this trailer is just so well put together. And here we have the full squad. So we have 6 champions confirmed to be joining this game. And then we get a scene where the team finally sails out to the Shadow Isles, and there we see the ruined port city of Helya, the capital city of the Blessed Isles, which are now turned into the Shadow Isles. And here we get a confirmation which many people did not get. You see, in the last roadmap, Riot mentioned how the next champion is already known from the lore and how they are someone who has given up everything to save their love. Which, if you go back to that video, I called out that this description fits the Ruined King really well. And here, if you have a look at the blade, and if you have a look at the ring, the sigil on it is nearly identical. Which means that this would confirm the Ruined King to be joining League of Legends as a champion in early 2021. That's the time of release that the roadmap revealed, and coincidentally that is the exact same time period for the Ruined King game to release. So I am now putting everything on the table saying that the Ruined King is joining League of Legends as a champion. But still, there are a couple of things we need to mention about him. If you have a look at his blade, you can see that it matches the new icon for the new Blade of the Ruined King. It is identical. As we mentioned, the sigil on the hilt is the one from the ring. The armor is very similar to the one Hecarim has. And that's because Hecarim and the Ruined King come from the same kingdom. We don't know where that lost kingdom was. It is theorized that it was somewhere around Noxus. But it has a unique style because that was an ancient kingdom. Then, if you have a look at his chest, I wonder if this hole means that he drove something through his own heart. Or rather, chest. Or I wonder if this was some kind of a ritual logo. Because remember, the Ruined King ruined the Isles after he released some kind of a spell, which was multiplied by the power of the lands around him. That's where the big explosion came from. But that spell could have been influenced by the monks of the Blessed Isles. Specifically, Thresh was the one who took him to the core of that place. And the monks of the Blessed Isles used a triangle with an eye as one of their logos. I wonder if there is a connection between him and the rituals of those monks. And then at the end we have the confirmation of this game coming early 2021, which once again matches the roadmap. And it's a game made by Airship Syndicate, which have a reputation for having quite clean and polished games. And finally, I quickly want to mention all the other known characters who I also believe will appear in this game. Of course, since Illaoi is included here, there is the chance that Gangplank will finally come out. If you don't know, to this day it is believed that Gangplank is dead. That's why he doesn't appear anywhere. But he's been recovering for quite a while now, so I do believe this would be the right time to come back. A cool way to pull this off would be for Gangplank to return to Bilgewater while Miss Fortune would be away on the Shadow Isles. Next, we are definitely getting Hecarim. Hecarim was one of the most loyal followers the Ruined King had. He did follow the king because it allowed him to get a higher status. And with a higher status, he could satisfy his thirst for blood. So there is definitely gonna be some interactions between these two. Next, I would also like Thresh to appear, especially if Lucian and Senna are going to appear as well. But Thresh is pretty much the reason why the Blessed Isles blew up. So if the Ruined King and Thresh meet, I wonder if the Ruined King is gonna be mad at him. Because it was because of Thresh that his wife was turned into a disgusting zombie. Maybe the king will have something to say on that. Then I would also like to see Ledros and Kalista. These two have a really cool dynamic on the Shadow Isles. Ledros still kinda has his own mind. Although, in the latest Kalista story, it was revealed that his mind got consumed by the Black Mist. He resisted for quite a while because he was trying to bring Kalista back from the madness too. But he didn't succeed, he gave up, and that's how Ledros got mad as well. But lastly, I also believe we will meet some familiar pirates. Now this is unlikely, but it would be really cool. I hope they bring back Petyr Harker as an undead. We know that the Black Mist can bring back the dead. And we know that Petyr Harker, the guy who tried to sleep with Misfortune, and the guy whose hand was shot off by Misfortune, and who was later also killed by Misfortune, in the story Dead in the Water, on which we also have a video. Seeing this guy come back as an undead with a mechanical arm would be awesome. Then we will definitely see Blackstone. Blackstone was a pirate also revealed in the Dead in the Water story. There she was described as a big beefy piratey woman, and she allied with Sarah. So I do believe we will see her in the game by Sarah's side. Which also means that we will definitely see Rafen, Sarah's right hand and a pretty cool character overall. And finally, there is also definitely gonna be Thorn, a lowly pirate who was always a scum, but after many of the other captains died in Bilgewater, after Misfortune killed them, somehow this guy slithered all the way up to being a captain. And in the same story, Dead in the Water, while the majority of captains died on a ship that blew up, only Sarah Fortune, Blackstone, Rafen and Thorn survived. So this weird guy will come back as well. But yeah, that's the reason why I really quickly wanted to make a video about this. If this sigil on his blade wasn't already a pretty awesome confirmation that he's joining League, 1, the character actually looks very unique, 2, he has a very unique looking weapon, and 3, he is shirtless. This is the trifecta of new champions for League of Legends. So even if we didn't have the blade, I would still think that he's going to be a champion. Either way, the Ruined King has an insane potential for being a really cool champion. His lore is pretty awesome, and I really wanna hear about the details behind his kingdom and how he got to the Blessed Isles. I really wanna hear about how he got insane, how he got locked in a tower with his own rotting wife, and I wanna hear about his reaction when his rotting wife actually started speaking to him, or rather screaming in agony. This is gonna be metal as heck, and I literally cannot wait.